Hi everyone, and welcome to IG Live. And we're just saying we're just gonna keep it real, and we're like so freaking tired of fall.
Yeah, we're so tired. I am fatigued of anything that looks like winter, anything cozy. Goodbye. I just want my spring stuff. I want street style. I want to be in Paris.
I don't want the snow. I don't want COVID.
I want to be anywhere but here. And we want to wear our outfits.
Yeah. So I mean, like, guys. And I know, like, if you were like reading a book on how to present things, it would be like, don't start off on a negativity.
Yeah.
Don't start off saying like you hate the world right now. But anyways, so this is a place, right, that without alcohol, we're supposed to actually enjoy it and like be pumped up and excited. Actually, if you are drinking alcohol somewhere, that's good. Like,
Yeah, no
that's
judgment. Yeah.
Well, not in the afternoon, but in the
Oh.
afternoon. Whatever. Okay, so the whole thing about today's show is it's going to be about a focus on style, because I sent out a little questionnaire for you guys via my stories, and I was asking you how many of you change your hair, because I realized like our team here, everyone's always messing with their hair. I mean, we've got Miranda on today, and you'll see like she totally messes with her hair. And I know that for me, I've had like so many different hairstyles, and even if it's longer, sometimes it's braided, it's parted in a weird way, whatever. And I know that a lot of that is about just sometimes this like, I just have this like massive desire to shake things up and change and just make something new. I can't stand it when everything feels the same. And so a lot of you wrote back that, yeah, hair is a way that you just like kind of break through and become something new, and you know, it's a good thing. It's a good way to do it. And the other way that we know to do it is through our clothing and how we're, you know, even if we're not buying anything new, how we're mixing it up. Are we doing like a little twist to it? Or is there like a new neckline or something that all of a sudden is gonna feel really interesting and cool and make us feel like we're not about to like, you know.
Yeah, and getting dressed getting dressed is a really good way to avoid it feeling like it's Groundhog Day every single day.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in an aggressively winter-like state like we are in New York. So like when I
Texas.
Or Texas right now too. I hope everyone is safe.
Yeah.
But you know, just putting on one new thing has really made me feel like a new woman in a way. And it's like such a cliche thing to say with being a new woman, but I do feel very different. And I'm still wearing a lot of the same clothes, just adding a few different elements, you know?
Yeah, so we're going to take you through the fall line, like really kind of boom, 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 and show you some of the key pieces and talk about like the details. And then we have all these other future IG Lives where we'll really dig in deep to everything. But why don't you talk first about this? Because that whole neckline is a whole new thing.
This is definitely a mood for me, because I normally am not really into wearing the more romantic style top, but this one is very clean and just kind of, you know, clean, modern, and it has this really nice scoop neckline that I've really been feeling for. This is the Eco Poplin shirt, so it's got that beautiful balloon sleeve, which is definitely a signature from Tibi. We've had this sleeve since around, spring 16 or 17, and then it has a really nice, relaxed peplum top. So I paired it back to my sculpted joggers just because I felt like that's a way to make it feel more me, because this newness is really adding to something that I already have and love and in interesting shapes. So it's kind of contrasting like the femininity of this blouse and making it really interesting and a play on proportion. Also eco-friendly poplin too, which is such a nice little bonus.
So in terms of some of the new things that we're really feeling for that will update your closet immediately, it is this neckline, right? And it's almost actually borderline off the shoulder. So you've got this openness here, but it is like, if we had a little organic stamp, it would say like Creative Pragmatist approved. Because sometimes I know myself, Dion, all of us, sometimes when we see something kind of romantic and we're like, oh, we're gonna buy that and try it out, and then we get it and it's been taken too far.
It feels forced.
It feels forced. And so the reason why this works in a Creative Pragmatist closet is the cotton poplin, as Dion mentioned, and the wide band here. So the wide hemline here gives it like the structure, the gravitas, the tailoring effect. And so those are all the things that make it feel like it should be in your wheelhouse. If this top was done in like a chiffon or something, it would totally jump the shark. It would just be way too like flower child for where you would feel better.
Yeah, like marrying your cult leader husband or something, you know? But like, and that's why it's so clean and, you know, beautiful. Also, Miranda has on the other, should we show Miranda right now?
Yeah, so bring Miranda out.
So, you guys all know Miranda from the store. She's wearing the other iteration of the Eco Poplin.
Yeah.
This one is also one that's nearly off the shoulder, but can also be worn off the shoulder as well. But those sculptural details and then just having it long enough to where you can wear it back to your more minimal separates makes this something that is a nice dose of airiness and lightness for spring. She also has it paired back to some leather because it's really, if we're going to do this beautiful fresh white poplin, it makes a lot of sense to do something very sculpted or structured or in like a material that has some guts to it. So she's wearing this beautiful cargo. If you want to lift up, because we love this wrap skirt. This is in this beautiful butter color. It looks really great with white, but it also looks so nice paired back to your winter accessories for when you are like us and you are completely fatigued of winter clothes. Having a leather skirt in a nice transitional color like this paired with like a cashmere sweater on top is going to just make the world of difference. Also, Miranda, if you don't mind coming up to the front and doing a little turn for us because it has these nice utilitarian pockets on this style, and also you can tuck in the shirt. One more note about this shirt that I think is so important to talk about is the fact that this shirt shows up a lot shorter on our website, and that's because we need to reshoot it. I'm going to do that on Friday, and we're going to upload it again. But I just want to show you the length of this because the production team lengthened this top so that you can wear it with lower bottoms. Because it didn't make sense, since we do have a lot more lower rise, like the lower denim, the lower sculpted pant, to have this a little bit longer so it's a little bit more eased out. Cool? Yeah, it's great.
Thanks, Dan. So, you know, we just saw a couple of the shapes, right? It was the rounded, the little bit more femininity. And then one of the other things that is really feeling very new right now is a very long and lean shape. So right now I'm wearing the embroidery skirt. And so there was a lot of crocheting effects and embroidery that we did for the spring collection. And this was Hannah at home. She had crocheted the sweaters and then just playing with an interesting design here that would be really rich and have a nod towards a crafty element because, you know, when you're talking about trends, you guys, I hate that word, and some of you ask if we use trend reports. We absolutely don't use trend reports. But what we do is we think about the things that we are in the mood for, and then we create it, and then we kind of step back and say, why were we in the mood for it? Why is that interesting to us? And so, for instance, this crochet effect on here, I think that especially escalated by COVID, you know, it means that you're going to start to feel for things where you can see a human element into it. All of a sudden, the idea of like something handcrafted takes on a brand new sense of urgency, right? You know, you see like this Amazonification of the world, and you all of a sudden you're like, how do I make my world smaller? How do I support smaller designers? How do I support artisans and everything? So it really makes you start to crave things that have a real hand in it in time. So this skirt is, it's got the embroidery on it. We did it on a luxury Italian twill, and it's really interesting. So the zipper is off center here. So when you do try on the skirt at home, what you're going to look for is where the pocket hits. And this is another thing that is really important with retaining your sense of self when you are experimenting with new styles. So if this longer A-line might seem maybe a little more ladylike than even something that I would normally wear, the ways that it feels right in your wheelhouse is where the pocket is placed. So when we're fitting something, it's really important that that pocket hit right here. So it's not like, you know, you can stand up straight, you can have good posture, that's fine, right? But the ease in which your arm rests in a pocket is key. It's a fundamental difference. If you are wearing a line that is maybe a little more ladylike, a little more feminine, what you'll find is their pockets are up here. It's more like someone standing like this. So Tibi always has the ease to it, especially when you got this structure And you've got the slit also that's off center, because when you've got something quite classic here in the style, then having the strangeness is really good. So I had it on with the boot, as you guys saw, for a nice long lean look with the black patent Liam boot, which we just got in. And then I'm wearing it now with a legging, because we are full on into our leggings. And then the Godfrey slide, which we did put in our orders for the Godfrey. But if you want to be waitlisted on it now, you can still sign up for the Godfrey slide. So this is the shoe that we were going to do in fall, and we ended up adding it to the spring collection because it's just quite amazing. All right, so I'm going to talk about your amazing.
So a couple of things. So this is a great transitional dress. This is the awning stripe. Stripe shirting and more of a menswear driven situation is just something that we do think of as year round, because you can layer with this. I can definitely wear this with like a navy, I have a navy wool Liam coat and a tall boot, and then maybe even a cashmere cardigan on top of it now, so I get a nice fresh pop just for transitional wear, because, you know, adding in a couple of those things from spring into your winter wardrobe is really going to help you kind of nail down what it is that you want to wear later as well. And then also it forces you to wear your clothes and then reimagine them in different ways once the temperatures change. Also, we have this beautiful awning stripe. It's basically our overlay. It also comes in Eco Poplin. I believe I showed it to you on one of our first lives when we rolled out spring. So there's a couple of ways you can wear this that are just really chic. Like, I like to do this on one shoulder like this, just really nice and easy, just like that. Also, when you guys order this, just make note that this attachment is here for a reason. You take this off, and this allows you to do even more things in regards to styling. You have endless possibilities with this little overlay. And I also like doing this over just like an easy top, which I'll show you in the poplin later on in our style class. But if you throw this on like this, you can even have it hanging. You can throw a blazer on top of it like that. Or that extra extension is actually here so that you can crisscross it around and button. So yes, this is a much more summery weight. However, I can throw on a brown blazer and it's going to work really nicely. These buttonholes are quite new, so look how chic that is. And remember last time when I was talking about our little Tibi Easter eggs, we have a little pocket detail here, which is just really fun and chic. But let me throw a blazer on top of this to show you how you can really use your smart summer layers. And that too. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to throw this on with that too.
Perfect. And you've got your other spring layers on too. So throwing the Liam coat over this just offers a really interesting take on summer dressing.
And I would wear the Liam too.
Yeah,
with this.
actually, let's throw it on you.
All right, do you want this?
I do want that. So she's layered this over the beautiful Sabine floral dress with a bra-friendly cutout. Love it. But
yes, it's bra friendly, but you guys too, this is where white tank, black tank, whatever, like layer it up. You know, if you're not all like into showing the back all the time, or you know, there's a little muffin action back there or something, you can definitely
so good. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't figured it out yet, the brown Liam is important. We've shown it so many times, but it's also just the fact that it's neutralizing the print, because when we do like to do a print transitionally, it's really nice to have those earth tones. A black blazer works here too, like the ruffled tropical wool.
And even the seafoam one, because you know we talked about those color no colors, and when you get the color no colors right, guys, what happens is, if you're a creative pragmatist, you know that like you like color. You're not like, I hate color all the time, but you know that when you get it on, sometimes you don't quite feel as modern or as sophisticated as you want. So this ability to mix the colors is what keeps it right. Again, I hate that word wheelhouse because it's so like whatever, but it is what keeps it like right in your wheelhouse. This looks really good.
I love this layered, especially because, you know, I feel like the biggest knee-jerk reaction for a lot of people is to add a belt to things. I get upset when people are always like talking about their styling tips and they're like, add a belt. Yes, we know.
That's styling.
You know, I mean, that's a given, add a belt, sure. But adding a bustier on top of something like this is still going to give you the waistline that you're craving, especially if you're a little bit bustier on top. It really contrasts having that higher neckline and having a fullness here if you want to layer on top. This also looks nice with the other colorway as well.
Well, and also one of our clients DM'd me a picture wearing this with one of the smock dresses from last fall.
Yes.
And so, you know, this style in general is one that probably quite a lot of you guys have in your closet. So it really looks beautiful back with your old Tibi as well.
Yes. Also, I really like this one on top of, if you got the boucle alpaca sweater dress, it's a really nice way to update that one as well. Because when we were playing around with upcoming fall, we were looking at, you know, how we were going to layer, and I tried it on with my old one, and I was like, oh, this is so cute. So you've got a lot of options here. And then Miranda's got her.
That guy's sold out, so we can't really show him.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so Miranda's going to come out, and then I'll get into the details of. So you've got the sculpted sleeve blazer here, and what's really great is we've done the sculpted sleeve before in past seasons, but when we talk about different trends that we're in the mood for that are from, you know, somewhere in our soul, they're not just made up trends. One of the things that we were really feeling for is to take the rigid sculpting that we've been doing and do it in a little bit of a softer fabric. And so that's what gives us ease here, but then when you're mixing it with like the gravitas of the leather skirt, it's really great. And then these are the best, the little tank tops here.
So easy to layer too.
They really are, and it's a yarn that really does stand up to the nicest quality leather and everything, and then it absolutely looks appropriate with a jogger or something. So it's kind of that like holy grail of PDW-ness in that type of top. And also Miranda's wearing the gold sandals. Those are coming soon. They were supposed to be here this week, but they're going to arrive now, I think around the second week of March. And I do want to take the time to, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I want to take the time to say to you guys, you know, it's, we're so not over what's happened in the world and some of the fundamental changes that have occurred because of COVID. And one of the really saddest things that's happened is a lot of our factories have been really, really hit with the not the disease so much, but more the financial ramifications around it. So our shoe factories have all been really struggling, and so things are taking a little bit longer than what we anticipated. But here's the thing. I love the gold sandal, but I'm not wearing it right now. And I mean, like, you know, maybe in Australia you can wear it, or in a super warm climate. But the reality is, it'll get here when it gets here. And then when it gets here, you're going to absolutely love it. And it's one of the reasons why we have really narrowed in on our partners that we're working with, okay? So we all are trying to work together, working with partners who are like, you know what, when it gets here, it gets here. And then certainly for the factories that we work with, we have to be super nice to them too, because everyone needs to survive along the chain, or else it's just going to be, you know, a shit show of bad fashion, mass produced, and we don't want that at all. So a little more chatting about my dress here. So you've got the ruffle collar. It can be worn in the front, or you could just like let it dangle down in the back, which is really interesting as well. And then I want to explain the fabric. So this is a recycled nylon-y blend, and I know that was not anything technical that I just said, but I'll have to find out the proper words for it. But what we love about this fabric is it has a little bit of ick to it. And this is a difference. If this dress was in 100% silk, I would feel really prissy. You just wouldn't have the level of chillness that you have. So sometimes when people ask, like, well, why did you choose this fabric versus another fabric? It's because this fabric gives it a level of urbanness, where if I'm walking down the street, someone would say, well, that's a cool dress. But if you're walking down the street and if this dress is silk, then what someone's going to say to you is, where are you going to? Like some fabulous event? So that's why, you know, materials matter, and that's why this material is great for this. Okay, well, this looks really great.
Speaking of materials, Amy wore this last week. I had to just show it again because I love the crosshatch. The crosshatch suiting is such a nice Italian wool blended fabric. It's been a while since we've done like a darker navy suit, and I've really been feeling more for that, especially for spring, paired back to nice shades of blue. I'm actually wearing the Giselle bodysuit that has the nice little cutouts on both sides. The cutouts are definitely something that I love because you can really conceal them with the blazer if you want it to just be a smart underpinning. But then if you really want to show off that, you can just wear your nice loose pants. So that ultra cropped blazer is something that is a recurring theme in spring, just because it feels very fresh and new. And what I really like about this one is the fact that it has these intentional like vanishing pockets. So you just have like the little flap but not the actual pocket. It just adds a little bit of newness. Something about this blazer that I really like too is that you can throw this on top of a bias dress that you already have had in your closet, and it all of a sudden makes everything look so brand new. So if I want to mix this up a little bit and play around with building upon this look, I can take that Eco Poplin overlay in the awning stripe and throw it on top. So I can even throw this on top of with the blazer or underneath. But personally, I think I'm going to want it underneath or bare, just so it's not a little too busy. But you can throw it on top like that, or you can take the blazer off entirely and make this bodysuit look like it's part of the overlay. So the things that we styled underneath this online are the chalky drape tank and then these Giselle bodysuits, because it really does make this overlay such a focal point. So this is definitely going to be a really chic high summer look for those of you who are experiencing a little bit of warmer weather. This is really nice with the wool blended pants. I think I'd also, just for the sake of cleanliness, I'd probably remove the belts on my pants for this, but it just really makes this part the focal point, which I absolutely love. Just talking about doing this with something bare.
Very good.
This is cute.
Oh. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys too now is there are different ways to calm down a jacket. So you can either play it up or you can calm it down. So Miranda's wearing the sculpted sleeve blazer with the sweatpants. What size are you wearing?
These are small.
Size small, and they're the regular length,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and you're like 5'9"?
Yeah, 5'9", 5'10".
Okay, 5'9", 5'10". She's wearing the regular length and in a size small, okay? And so what I like is you're using this look now to kind of elevate the sweatpant. And so a way to do it is you've got the sleeve down, so you can really see the sculpting in the sleeve. You've got just a clean white shirt on and then the gold shoes. But for me, when I was wearing like the silver, there's a lot going on, right? It's silver, and I've got the kind of t-shirt. When I had the sleeve down, it just felt like one level of too much, right? I've got the sleeve, and we talk about like the power of 3, and when you really kick it over the edge, like when it just gets to be too much. This is a little bit too much going on here for me. So when you're in your closet and you're figuring out why an outfit does or does not work, the minute that you push the sleeve up and it just becomes a little more chilled out here, then it takes the whole outfit down a notch. So you're really leaning into the shape of the sleeve, and I'm doing this, which is like calming the whole thing down. Yeah. Cool. Thank you. And I think that's, when we talk about really playing with the clothes, that's really, really, really important. And especially like, even these silver joggers, I think if I were going out fancy town at night in it, I would wear a heel, and I probably wouldn't wear, a gnome on me, but then I'd wear the jacket sleeve down. So good.
I love the Fundamentals bias dress. I have it in black and in white, and I feel like I never run out of things to wear when I'm really trying to transition my wardrobe. I just want to show you the guys the dress and then show you why I chose this cutout sweater to go with. So you can have this open or closed to really show off like the nice strategic place slits here, and I have it paired back to a tall tan boot. But this is just an easy Eco Silk bias dress. I haven't shown this dress in a while, so I'm going to show it to you. It has adjustable straps now. This is one of the older samples from a previous season, but it's absolutely one of my favorite dresses because I can wear this on date night with a strappy sandal. I can wear this with a blazer on top. and go to work in it. I can wear my cardigan. There's so much I can wear with this. I can also layer underneath, which is so important. So for those of you who are trying to build out your spring wardrobe, having a nice silk bias dress, you don't have to get black and white, but I highly recommend, because what I've been doing is I wear my cream cashmere sweater on top of this, and then just my white skirt, and then I have just a really elevated daytime look. So this is that cutout sweater. It's the Lana cutout. We only made it in the navy because the navy made the most sense here, and it's just, you know, really chic and lovely. And also having the contrast underneath really shows off those cut-off details here. I mean, this is a beautiful sweater, and this is something like, once it's early spring and I don't even need a light jacket, I can still wear my boots and then transition it to loafers or flats. So I'm actually going to throw on the cashmere sweater so you can see what that looks like. You want to come on? I'm just going to throw this on.
Can I just tell you one of the problems with homeschooling? So apparently my son is on Instagram talking shade right now at us,
What?
asking us to bust a move and everything.
Wait, who is that, Charlie?
It's Gabriel.
Okay.
He needs to get his ass back onto his schooling.
Zoom learning. Hi, Gabe.
Oh my God. Yes, so we're not going to bust a move, Gabe. Thanks.
So I mean,
this is sick,
this
too.
is
Yeah.
how you can wear your winter, like your spring transition clothes in winter now. I mean, this is just that beautiful fundamentals. This is head to toe fundamentals, by the way, and then the shoes that have just launched online. All right, I'll be back.
So good. And this is where, you know, we keep saying it over and over again, but the weights of the fabrics, what we have on the spring collection is, there just really is no such thing as like these pure seasons anymore. The things that you are buying are kind of meant to be worn forever, and it's really not about this short window, because earlier when I was saying that we've dramatically reduced the number of stores that we're selling to, and I know that's hard for some of you guys in different countries and everything, but you know, we're gonna really like let you guys know what is Net-a-Porter carrying, what's Brown's Fashion carrying and everything, so that you can really get the right product from Sam Ogilvy in Australia to, you know, Nave Water in Korea. So we're gonna really, over the next couple of months, make sure that you know all about those great people who are carrying the collection and what you can get from them. But the key right now is that because it is such a small group of stores, we're also not gonna just whiplash you guys with stores who go into these crazy markdown cycles and everything too. So the good thing is that when you buy something, you will not have that kind of buyer's remorse later on if you see something sold up and down the street discounted, because again, we said, you know, want not produce, not much smaller number of units, and we're producing, as evidenced by, you know, I didn't expect that Liam to sell out so quickly in the taupe. To be honest, it just, like, who knew? And it's a big, gigantic jacket, and we love it, and now other people do. So I'm really, really excited about that. But we are making much less. So there, you know, I know you guys are really happy if you got your hands on one. So right now I am showing you the balloon pant. So last week we talked about our pant fits, and we said we have an oversized pant, kind of a classic pant, and then there is the slimmer pant. So the balloon pant, when you look at like where this fits on a pant spectrum, when I talk about, you know, oversized, classic, or fitted, when we say that, what we're often referring to is the area around here, okay? When we say fitted, it is through the leg too. But really, it's this area that dictates how we would describe a pant. And this one is a regular fit, so you can see like where it's hitting me right at the belly button area. I am wearing a size 4, and it is meant to sit down so that it catches on the side here. And as a reminder, we talked about when you are looking at your measurements, I'm a size 4, I have a size 27-inch waist. Now the waist on these pants is probably around 30.5 to 31 inches. So sometimes you guys are like, well, wait a minute, I don't get it. Your 4 says it's a 27-inch waist and the pants are 30.5, and I don't understand that. Here's what you need to understand. This, when you measure your waist, sorry guys, now my son's really freaking out that my waist is here. When you measure your waist, you go like this, okay? So where does it most comfortably fit your hand, okay? This is where your waist is measured. You can see that this pant is not designed to sit on the waist. If I'm wearing a fitted pant designed to sit on the waist measurement of that pant is going to be 27 inches. This pant though, the fact that it is some 30 plus inches is a big indicator of where it is designed to sit on you. If you have a 30-inch waist too, like fine, go up here, wear it, like go to town. That is amazing and perfect. And clothing, like do whatever you want with it. But this will give you more knowledge so that you can make those decisions, okay? So anyways, we love this suit. And it's a good lighter weight for, it's a good year-round weight. It's a wool and stripe and really, really nice. So you're wearing the poplin skirt, right? And this actually, guys, we are going to, it's not in fundamentals right now, but it will be because we're going to be cutting this for spring in a bright white as well. And I always wear it on the white in my Insta feed, and I always get so many questions about it. And so we have added that, and that will be available in a couple months. You don't need to be wearing a bright white poplin skirt now, but when it comes in, you guys are gonna love it. But in this colorway, you really can get away with wearing it sooner rather than later, especially with like the dark brown boots.
Yeah.
Looks
And
really
throwing on the
cool.
knit, I feel like it makes it perfect for when it's 30 degrees outside.
Would you have normally worn a skirt like this, like an A-line
Not
shape?
normally, but I feel like I'm easing myself into it.
Yeah, yeah, because I think like for you, if that's not a normal style that you have in your closet, probably having it in the neutrals is really
Totally.
key to feeling that way.
Yeah.
And then by summer, you're gonna be like in
I'll be
it all
ready
the
for
time.
the white full skirt.
Yeah. And I want to remind people this skirt, if you do look at it in my feed, I wear this as a beach cover up. I like it really, and then we've got little matching tops with it that really make it like good, like wedding party material and things like that. So, good. You should tuck it up.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show you this rubberized tie-dye pant two different ways. So the first, I'm wearing that same Eco Poplin blouse, but this is in that beautiful dark stone color. Just a really nice neckline, and it's kind of fun to play around with the sculpted and sculpted. Also, what I really like is that the Godfrey flat has been solving a lot of problems for me when it comes to finding out what shoes I really want to wear. And I know a lot of you have had a lot of questions about what to wear with the sculpted pant, especially when it's like not quite sandal leather. Well, I've definitely been wearing these back to tights with a lot of my sculpted pants because I have that beautiful chino one from last fall. So this is a really nice way to wear this. It's just like a really easy top to throw on, but I'm also going to show you the same top that Amy was wearing but in a different color. And it's really going to speak back to like our not colors and just figuring out how to wear those. So now I have on the Giselle. I have it tucked in this time. The reason why we have that flap going is so that you can actually tuck it in nicely, or you can have it completely let out. But this color blue is really nice because it neutralizes things like our nice brown and the Kesha suiting, but it also looked really nice back to the Nova plaid suit. I wore that a couple of episodes ago, and also the rubberized tie-dye here. It's just really easy as an underpinning with suiting like Amy was wearing in black, or as a standalone top. Once it becomes high summer, this will be a really chic thing to wear with sandals and that Eco Poplin wrap skirt that Miranda was wearing, or even those beautiful sculpted jeans. When we first got the samples in for spring 20, we were basically trying on everything, and this top came out a lot. I wore it back to the shoulder pad tees, tank tops underneath, and I've even worn it on top of the black silk bias dress. If you go to our website, there's so many pictures with this top, and the reason being is that you can do so much with it. It's just really something for those of you who really like our Giselle fabrication, and if you want something a little bit more fitted to contrast, next week we're going to talk a little bit more on proportion, but this is something that really does even out a lot of those proportions.
All right, so speaking of proportion, so I'm wearing the curved tropical wool pant. And so what's interesting here is this one's a size 4, right? And the length, this one errs on a longer side. So all of you like taller people are like, just go nuts on this. So I want to show you though, right now I've got it rolled up twice, okay? And I will say for me, there's something about that third roll on this that makes me feel a little more interesting in the pant. So this is something too, like, this feels better to me, right? You get that little bit of ankle, you can still see the curve, and it's got that nice like flat trouser front here. So I'm wearing a size 4. And so again, to see where things fit, I've got 37-inch hips. You can see that like it's just sitting on the hips right there, right here. And then you don't have too much junk in your trunk here. It's not like a super low rise. I mean, it's not like a long rise here. So you've got the nice curve to it, and the little bit of ankle is good. So when you're trying on the pants at home, that's one of the things, like do a fold, do another fold, do a third fold, and see where it is that you're comfortable wearing it. And then you guys try on different shoes too. You know, I smack some of you down when you send me pictures and you're like standing there like barefoot in a bra and a pair of pants, and you're like, Amy, does this fit? And I'm like, go put on some clothes and send it back to me. So, you know, really try on your clothes with different shoes and everything, because you can see here now, if I'm going out at night, I still, at my height, at 5'4.5", I still want the one fold up, which actually if I'm folding it up one and I've got the heel on, I might consider shortening the pant just a little bit. But you can see here, like in the longer length, it's giving a much more elegant, like elevated look. And then over here, just by rolling it up 3 times, it's turned it into more of a work and a day type pant. So that's the way, like, guys, play with your clothing, you bought it, you own it, it's yours to play with, so.
Okay, so I have on the same poplin skirt still with the matching top, and this is kind of what we were talking about for a summer look. And then again, the go-to blazer, throwing it on with the cassia scallop sleeve. I subbed out the sandals in gold for a white, just to kind of break up the color palette a little bit, and then have my legging peeking through. And throughout the day, all the outfits I've been trying on have had a really neutral color palette. Obviously, being that I have blue hair and playing into that one ton or none, blue is always going to be my one color. And then sticking with more dusty tones, neutrals, and are not colors have been kind of my go-to for this evolution of my hair. And I think going back to that creative pragmatist idea of always changing your hair and evolving, I've had bright pink hair, I've had other shades of pastels, and how my wardrobe has changed with them, but still keeping true to my style.
Yeah, I think it's really important to talk about that as you are experimenting, because I feel like everyone is kind of wanting to kind of upgrade their look, especially because we're all anticipating, you know, when are we going to be able to go outside? So it's definitely something to think about when you are building out your color story. Like, if you go lighter, and if your hair is darker in the winter and you go lighter in the summer, think about those things when you're picking out your color palette, just to make sure you have colors that you can actually wear season to season. Like, say like I decided I wanted to get pink hair, like my entire color palette is going to change. That means I'm probably not going to get the orange eco silk dress, and I might get the green instead, you know? Those are a lot of things that you want to think about for sure. But yeah, I love this outfit. This is great. I feel like this is a really nice kind of PDW style, because it really is played in her work. Like if she were wearing like a gold strappy sandal and like a statement earring, this is definitely dinner, date night. You could change the top to a t-shirt with the flat sandals and hang out with the girlfriends, go to brunch. You know, you have a lot of options with these styles, and they really can be woofs for a lot of people. I know that skirt is a woof for Amy. So I'm wearing the featherweight on cotton twill top. This actually has custom snaps here, a nice ruffle collar detail, but this is a shirt that can also double as a jacket. That's why we have the nice little snaps here. So I'd probably be wearing a cleaner tank than this, what I'm wearing right now underneath, but having this nice black contrast makes it, you know, not quite a jacket, which is great for transitional wear, which I really love. Also for me, when I'm wearing a white jean, I always have to wear something that has something that's a little bit more of a dark, something that has a little bit more edge, a little bit of more substance. That's why I like to have like a black knit with this white jean and then my croc embossed loafers. This is that new iteration of the Morris loafer, which has really been helping me kind of build my outfits for spring with shoes that I'm actually gonna wear for transition. Because I've been wearing these with tights, with dresses, I've been wearing them with socks. I've had a lot of options with them, but with the white jeans, it doesn't feel too sweet. That's what I like about it. It adds a nice dose of structure.
Yeah, I mean, again, white denim is like riddled with pitfalls, right?
Yes.
So it's weird and tonal, or match it with something like a little more aggressive and black, but you know, you can fall into that Liz Hurley moment real quickly. And so, and I love the idea of white denim. I love it being fresh, but it can go so bad.
It really can. So just to reiterate, when we're talking bright colors,
And even like what I'm wearing too. I think
that's nice. The stone is pretty.
Yeah.
Don't wear bright colors with white denim.
Yeah, that's
Just don't
you
do it.
can't. You
know,
can't.
It just doesn't work.
No navy, no red.
No navy, no red, no
No
bigs
green.
or pigs.
No, yeah.
No bigs or
just
pigs.
Don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. You guys just trust us. Don't even ask me about why. It's just, it is.
Yeah.
It's just like things that are.
That's one of the non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally non-negotiable. Yeah. All right. So I want to show you two different shoes, and you know, you can make up your mind on what you like. But when we talk about the idea of one ton or none, a lot of times it's about, you know, just your eye resting and feeling like, not that you're wearing so much more of an outfit, but that it's just kind of, I don't know, just a little more chill. And so for me, I've got the black sandal here and the nude sandal here. And it's almost like we say one, we say ton, we say none, but somehow like I'm breaking it up a little bit more here on this side, and I don't feel as chic as I do over here. I think somehow just wearing the black makes it much more fluid, and I think, you know, when you get in your closet and you fiddle around and you don't feel comfortable in something, a lot of times it's like just change the color of the shoe. Because for me, this is, you know, a little adorable peplum top here, right? It's got all these great details. It's got this interesting little neckline. I'm wearing a black bra underneath it, and it's a great top. But there's, you know, it's a top with interest. So for me, having the rest of the outfit kind of just chill is a good thing. And so the black shoe really does it. So again, when you are in your closet, you're going to try rolling up your pants. You are going to try on multiple different shoes with things and see what really feels very natural. And even here, because this top can, like this is a great PDW top as well, because if you had on incredible earrings with it and a great skirt, this top is absolutely, it has enough design element and gravitas to it that you can absolutely go out at night in it. But then I'd wear a jacket over it at work, and then clearly, you know, it is for play during the day. So these shoes are coming soon. A lot of you guys are asking about when these are coming, and these will be arriving, I think, towards the end of April. So it's a really good shoe. It's based on other styles that we have done in the past, only it has all this little knotting detail, which is really interesting, and we've worn them to death to make sure that they are super comfortable. And it also has this little heel that is just high enough to give you some elevation, but not so high that you are tilted forward when you're walking. So anyways, and then you can see how it would work with the heel going out. So why don't you come over here?
Okay, so I have on the organic cotton twill full skirt in black, and then I paired it back to the shoulder pad sleeveless top, and then again sticking with the white sandals. Not normally a full skirt kind of girl, but I feel like because this has the cutout, because it sits a little bit lower and is in the cotton, it kind of casualizes it, and then throwing it with the shoulder pad tee makes it a little bit sportier. But actually I really like this together. So the skirt has this really detailed belt, you can see. And again, playing around with the belt and sizing, you can wear it higher on your waist, more so lower on your hips, and that goes between just different versatility.
Oh, this looks so great. I love this with the tank top. I really think it makes it a little bit more daytime. If she were wearing a sneaker, I would absolutely love this as well. But then she can wear the shoes I'm wearing and take it to dinner with a nice blouse underneath. You really want to get something contrasted though when you play around with it, because that detail is just so chic, you have to show it off. Because even if it is another black, you want it to have, you know, maybe even a contrast fabric so that it still works. Yeah. So this is this beautiful, organic, recycled button-down shirt that has the same signature scalloping from the collection. You've seen it in the sweatshirt, you've seen it in some of our poplin tops and blazers, but here you just have this nice menswear inspired shirting with the scalloping on the sleeves. So this one is meant to look like you're wearing a partner shirt or something, you know. So it's just really nice and oversized in all the right ways. On the website, it's a little bit longer. We're actually something we're gonna reshoot. So I'm 5'6". This is the size smaller, the 4. So this is where it's hitting. It's actually hitting like mid-thigh for me, if anyone has questions about that. But the sleeves are intended to be a little bit longer, exaggerated, but you can always cuff if you feel like you need to, or you can do my little fun trick where I just cuff it once and zhuzh, because you can still see how cool the scalloping is on the shoulders. And then I have it paired back to the beautiful leather curved pants, just because it makes it a little bit more nighttime. It can make it a little bit more PDW here.
And did you point out that we added a completely really non-functional pocket?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, you can throw your Metro card in there for emergencies, you know. But yeah, I actually like that. We love an Easter egg. This is chic.
Yeah, it's in just a weird, interesting place, and it just, you know, those are things, guys, when you realize what makes something feel much more luxury than not. When you've got this pocket here, and the pocket is perfectly matched to the plaids, it is the stuff that you don't notice it right away, but it adds to the weight of the shirt. It gives it like the guts, and one of the reasons why is honestly, this is where like a mass brand would never do that. Someone in merchandising would say that is a waste of fabric because the customer's not even going to see it. Someone at the factory is going to say there's no way we're going to spend time matching up these stripes, and by the way, you can't even see it. And the thing is oftentimes you can't see it, but you can feel it, and you don't realize it that you're feeling it, but you are, and it's what makes the difference between things that are good and things that are really, really great. So, you know, just you'll start to notice that stuff.
Definitely.
You are. All right, so one of the things when you think about trends is where your eye starts to adjust. And it's crazy, like eyes really do adjust. And if you are, like if you're a Gen Xer, I'm in the Gen X age range, then like you look back on the 80s and the stuff that people wore, and I wasn't old enough to be like out in the working world then, but like people wore crazy stuff. And you wonder, like, were people off their rockers then? Like when Working Girl, like did they really wear that? And each generation, like each decade you look back and you're like, what the fuck were we thinking? You know, you look back at the early 2000s and Paris Hilton and Britney Spears and all of that, like action going on, crazy, right? But the thing is, again, all of it is born from whatever is kind of happening in our environment at the time. And so if we think right now about what we are craving for, and I talked earlier about craftsmanship, one of the other things too is kind of showing our own individuality, right? There's a lot of, you know, a lot of desire that I have to just simply show who I am. There's a lot of questions, are you this, are you that? And I'm like, I'm me, you know, I want to show who I am. So having clothes that you can manipulate to be able to show who you are is a great thing. And realizing like how deep you can go into experimentation is also a really good thing. I'm a big fan of pushing myself creatively and pushing myself to see things through an interesting lens. So what happens then is something like this shoulder that I'm wearing, this shape. I remember when, years ago, when we first started designing into this heavily sculpted arm, the team would laugh. Like every time Tracy and Hannah, who were just so there mentally, they would bring it to me, I would really just start to fidget. I was so uncomfortable in it. And then your eye starts to expand and you see it as normal. And that's why we joke that we're so excited now to see the Liam selling the way that it is, because it certainly took a long time for people's eye to get used to that. But as you are getting your eye used to things, again, like I said, do the push-up. It really helps you kind of go baby steps and easing into things. And then just wearing it with the loafer, like Dion said, this dark brown croc has become like a savior because it is the color that works so well with black as well. Sometimes, you know, you just don't want like all that black on, and this gives dimension. When people talk about like mixing textures to give dimension, this certainly does that. So, right, you're in the ultimate crafted sweater.
Yes, so I'm wearing the cotton crochet sweater. This is a really beautiful signature crafted detail from spring. It's really nice because the spring weight sweater can really be worn now, and especially back to the leather pants and the loafer. This is something I absolutely could wear into the office with my winter coat and feel really good and feel updated. But what Miranda actually has on right now is so important because if you like this idea, but you're still trying to dip your toes into, you have this removable collar. So Miranda, you can actually talk a little bit about.
Yeah, so I'm in the nylon cargo from Fundamentals and then the shoulder pad tee. I love this collar. Ask the girls at the boutique. I've tried to put it on every day. I feel like it just updates your outfit and takes your fundamental pieces that you can wear with anything, makes it a little bit more springy and kind of feminine, but not too overly girly.
Can I try it on?
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I love it over a blazer.
And actually, I think I was saying that Hannah did this, but I think Tracy actually was the one crocheting this at home this summer. So again, like just for me, I would wear it with the blazer, and then it kind of just hangs down, and it gives that other level of dimension. And when you guys are looking at building your outfits, that's one of the things to really look at is, I'm learning this now from all the people in the interior world who email me about like textures and building on and how I could apply that to my home, which I still haven't figured out how to do. But you know, just doing things like this adds another level of element to an outfit, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're really dressed. You really have on an outfit, and you certainly didn't try too hard. And that's one of the cornerstones of being a creative pragmatist. Is a lot of us seem to be really, you know, being dressed really appropriately is really, really key. And I also want to say that just being dressed can lift you, and this weekend I was really promoting one of my favorite movies, and it's called Crazy Stupid Love. And it's such a good movie because it stars, what's his name, Michael Scott, that's not his name, but that was his character in The Office. And what's so incredible about the movie is it's not like Pretty Woman where it's like, oh, fashion will make you respectable or whatever. It's more about how fashion is so inextricably connected with how you're feeling about yourself, and whether or not you're really caring, and not that people who aren't into fashion don't care about themselves. Like, please don't. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if you want to feel something, sometimes just really going and putting on an outfit and really figuring out your style and pushing yourself, it'll make you feel good. It really will. It'll make you feel like your old self. It'll make you feel like a new self, but it will make you feel good. So watch the movie. It's really, really funny, and it has an excellent message with that because, you know, it's something that I think that everyone could always use at all times, and maybe right now a little bit more than other times. So we have just two last outfits here. So Miranda's coming in again, and like the outfit that is not trying too hard at all is the cotton poplin top here with the nylon track pant. I'm sorry. I'm like I'm drinking kombucha here, and I'm like, bleh. Super classy. Anyway, so this is so chic with this. You got some nylon joggers. Just when in doubt, those pants go with freaking every single thing.
Yeah.
They really do.
And I love the nylon paired back to the Eco Poplin because I feel like this is more dressy springtime piece. And then again, the nylon you can wear with everything, whenever. It makes it a little bit more styled as opposed to the shoulder pad tee, but still really easy and chill.
We're all in our neutrals here.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about this Eco Poplin overlay in white because I'm wearing head to toe winter clothing. I'm wearing the featherweight cashmere sweater and I'm wearing my sculpted joggers. So this is a really nice way to get yourself a nice fresh pop and improve your winter mood. Like just throwing this on really just helps add to your outfit and just.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But
I'm tempted to put a crown on you.
a crown.
You are now Miss America.
If I were wearing a dress,
Okay.
yes. But what's great is you can also wear it multiple different ways.
You know, what are you searching for?
World peace. It's like my favorite date is, my perfect date is April 27th. You remember that from the Congeniality?
Congeniality is another really good movie. We watch a lot of movies here at Tibi, and that's why we've been really helping you guys find good new movies. But Miss Congeniality is another one of them.
But look, it's super easy.
Super easy, and I'm not going to crown her right now. So
You know, I did the
that's good.
pageant, so.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're from Alabama.
Yeah, like it's required. It's required to graduate.
Did you really?
Yeah, do you know
Oh,
this?
okay. All right, so Deanna will be sharing her pictures next week from
Never.
her pageant.
I don't even have those. I'll have to ask my mother.
All right, well, this is a really good fun fact that I just learned in IG Live. So, thank you guys for tuning in. You have one more dress?
You have one
Does she
more
have time
dress?
for one more dress?
We have 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Let's
It's
wait.
fine. We'll wait
Let's
until
wait,
next
guys.
week.
We have more time later on. So, remember, dress well, but you can do that with what you already have, or you can do it with new stuff, or you can do it with a combination. But it'll make you feel better, I promise. Because even I have to say, right when you guys tuned in, Deanna and I were standing here and we were like, fuck, man, it is just like snow. We're sick of it. And putting on all this clothing
Yeah.
put us in such a better mood.
I feel better already.
Yeah.
Just shopping my own closet and also building things from the new collection is just really, it's making me excited about having warmer weather, but I can still wear things now.
In the
which is so great.
future.
Yeah.
In the future. All right, guys, take care. We will see you next week. I don't know what we'll talk about yet, but you know, when I figure it out, we'll let you know. Okay? All right. Bye.
Bye.